Did you take a trip with Ms. Willis in 2023 to Belize?
I did.
Let's talk about California. In May 2023, you all went to California together.
Yes.
Workplace romances are as American as apple pie. It happens to everyone. But it happened to the two of us.
Do you regret it?
A few moments later.
The Georgia Court of Appeals ruled that Fulton DA Fani Willis and her entire office must be disqualified from their prosecution of Trump and his co-defendants over what they called an appearance of impropriety. The court found that a romantic relationship Willis shared with former Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade created an appearance of impropriety that could only be cured by removing her from the case.
Judge Ingram's ruling torched Ms. Willis's argument as one that, if adopted, could and would result in lost evidence, fading memories, and general inefficiency. And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, y'all, it's just a flick of the finger. It helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Y'all, come on, go ahead, flick your finger or press that button on the remote control for the channel. Now, y'all, today we're going to be bringing you updates on two of your favorite people. Your boy, Nathan Wade, the boyfriend of Fani Willis, his girly friend. We have an update on both of them today, y'all. So this is a special twofer. You should be excited. I hope you're already excited and giddy to know what is the latest with Nathan Wade and Fani Willis. I'm going to be bringing that to you here shortly. Now, y'all, in case you don't know, Fani Willis is the Fulton County District Attorney who slapped RICO charges on Donald Trump for election interference for a pattern of criminal activity. Donald Trump and 19 other people. But that case is currently on hold, and you're going to see why. It all has to do with her as she is prosecuting this case. She started getting physical. She started doing chooky with the guy. You're looking at him on the screen right now. That picture on the left-hand side, that's the special prosecutor named Nathan Wade that she hired. He does not work for Fulton County. She hired him to help with the prosecution. So she's paying him out of the Fulton County money. He's not an employee. He's an independent attorney. And then they start doing chooky. And that created all kinds of problems. So we're going to go over that today, but we're also going to tell you the latest for both of them. So y'all, without further ado, first what I'm going to do is just show you a little snippet of an interview with Nathan Wade where he's talking about that relationship that he had with Fani Willis. And then I'm going to dive right into the latest on Wade, and then we'll get into the latest on Fani Willis as well, y'all. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com, or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
To an ABC News exclusive, our interview with Nathan Wade. He helped lead the prosecution in the election interference case against former President Trump and others in Georgia. But in March, a judge's order forced him to resign after it was revealed that he had a romantic relationship with Fani Willis, the Fulton County DA who hired him. Now he's speaking out for the first time about that relationship.
Workplace romances are as American as apple pie. It happens to everyone. But it happened to the two of us.
Do you regret it?
I regret that private matter became the focal point of this very important prosecution. This is a very important case. I hate that my personal life has begun to overshadow the true issues in the case.
But at some point, once that bond is there, and if democracy is on the line, as has been described, do you say, maybe we pause this until after the case is over?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll concede that could have been an approach, but there again, when you are in the middle of it, these feelings are developing, and you get to a point to where the feelings are so strong that you start to want to do things that really are none of the public's concern.
Wade and Willis have both publicly said that relationship ended in 2023.
All right, so now that you have your bearings about you and you know who Nathan Wade is, let's see what the latest is on Nathan Wade. Again, then we're going to be coming back and talking about the latest on your girl, Fani Willis. All right, so here the New York Sun says Fani Willis's secret lover, he's not secret anymore, Nathan Wade, sues AT&T for mental anguish for sharing vast and intimate details of their affair. So Nathan Wade has this new lawsuit against AT&T. He's saying y'all done let all of our dirty laundry out into the street. So let's take a look. The filing of a federal civil suit in Georgia by the lawyer and erstwhile special prosecutor Nathan Wade against the telecommunications giant AT&T threatens to revive the scandal of his secret romance with the district attorney of Fulton County, Fani Willis. The affair between Mr. Wade and Ms. Willis led to her suspension. Y'all, we're going to get to this in a second. It led to her suspension from the prosecution she brought against Donald Trump and 18 others for allegedly seeking to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Mr. Wade was paid some $700,000, 700 racks, y'all, of taxpayer money for his services, despite never before having prosecuted a felony. So her boyfriend, she went and got her boyfriend. She said, yo, I'm about to start kicking you these millions. Remember, here it says 700,000, but that's because it got stopped in the middle. He didn't finish the job because it got stopped. Imagine if he had taken that prosecution all the way through. My man would have been caking up on millions. And y'all saw from the coming up, they were going to Belize, they were going to California. They're going all over the place. So you know that money he's getting paid from Fani, he's circling back around and Fani's benefiting from it. The current lawsuit stems from that successful disqualification effort, which was launched by Mr. Trump's co-defendants in the sprawling racketeering case. Clues that Mr. Wade and Ms. Willis were conducting an affair surfaced during contentious divorce proceedings between Mr. Wade and his ex-wife, Jocelyn. Once Mr. Wade was hired, he and Ms. Willis took vacations together to destinations like Aruba, Napa Valley, and Belize. Mr. Wade and Ms. Willis denied under oath that their affair predated him joining the case, though a televised hearing devoted to the matter included testimony from witnesses who suggested otherwise. The trial judge, Scott McAfee, found that the pair's testimony emitted an odor of mendacity and was legally improper. He ruled that Ms. Willis could stay on the case if Mr. Wade resigned, which he promptly did. All right, so let's jump down to the AT&T stuff. As part of the disqualification proceedings, AT&T produced what Mr. Wade's lawyers call a vast and intimate window into Mr. Wade's personal life without his knowledge or consent. The details in those records were breathtaking. They showed every call Mr. Wade made or received, every text message he sent or received, and his precise location during each and every one of those contacts. The data, as interpreted by an investigator for the defendants, who appeared to show 2,000 calls and nearly 12,000 texts exchanged between Ms. Willis and Mr. Wade, the majority of which predating his joining her office before he claims the romance had begun. Mr. Wade contends that the records allow the defendants pushing to disqualify Ms. Willis to ascertain nearly every detail about his personal life and many confidential details about the ongoing prosecution. He contends that AT&T failed to provide him with sufficient notice or due process before forking over the kind of information that the Supreme Court has called the privacies of life. So Mr. Wade is suing AT&T and he's trying to get some munagi. If y'all want to know more about this, y'all check out the New York Sun article. So that's the latest with Nathan Wade, y'all know. So what's the latest on your girl?
We begin with breaking news that upends the long-running Fulton County election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump. The Georgia Court of Appeals just released a case-changing ruling. Investigative reporter Zach Merchant with the 11 Alive political team has a copy of that ruling. Zach, break it down for us. What does it say?
And we should emphasize, we just got this ruling about 60, 70 minutes ago. This is very fresh. This is the big takeaway. In a 2-1 decision, the Georgia Court of Appeals ruled that Fulton DA Fani Willis and her entire office must be disqualified from their prosecution of Trump and his co-defendants over what they called an appearance of impropriety. The ruling is just the latest development in a long saga that began back in January when it was revealed that DA Willis shared a romantic relationship with former special prosecutor Nathan Wade. Willis eventually acknowledged the relationship but argued it never impacted their work on the case. Defense attorneys, however, alleged it created a conflict of interest and pushed for the removal of the DA and her office. And today, the Georgia Court of Appeals agreed. The court found that a romantic relationship Willis shared with former special prosecutor Nathan Wade created an appearance of impropriety that could only be cured by removing her from the case. Here is the key part of the court's decision. The court wrote, quote, "While we recognize that an appearance of impropriety is generally not enough to support disqualification, this is the rare case in which disqualification is mandated and no other remedy will suffice to restore public confidence in the integrity of these proceedings." The court went on to say that the disqualification of DA Willis means that her entire office must also be disqualified. We should note we did reach out to the Fulton DA's office for comment. So far, they have not responded.
All right, so this is the beginning of what will be a very extensive conversation in terms of what happens next and how we got to this point. Zach, thank you for breaking down that breaking news.
Interestingly enough, the New York Sun also has an article about Fani Willis. Fani Willis to defend absurd theory for why she is exempt from grilling about misconduct in Trump prosecution. The Georgia Supreme Court next month is going to hear a request from Fani, the district attorney of Fulton County, that she be allowed to evade a subpoena from Georgia lawmakers hankering. Yo, this guy, who is this? A.R. Hoffman. Y'all, I'm a writer. A.R. Hoffman has an interesting style. The Georgia lawmakers are hankering to grill Fani Willis about her prosecution of President Trump and 18 others for election interference. So Fani Willis, the Georgia Senate has subpoenaed Fani Willis. She said, hey, I have immunity from these type of subpoenas. I don't want to go. Now, courts have ruled, this has gone to court. Courts have said you have to go. She has appealed this to the Supreme Court. She's trying to not go answer questions about her relationship with Nathan Wade in front of the Georgia Senate. She's lost that court. She's going to the Supreme Court and hoping the Supreme Court will say, Fani, you don't have to go testify. That's what's happening here. Ms. Willis, who has resisted summonses to testify from the Republican state salons, has also petitioned the Peach State's highest court to overturn her disqualification from the case against Trump. That disqualification came after the disclosure of a secret romantic affair with her handpicked special prosecutor, Nathan Wade. So Fani has two cases going to the Supreme Court. One is, do I have to go and testify, as I just told y'all, do I have to go and testify before this Georgia State Senate hearing and talk about my dirty laundry with Nathan Wade? They just want to peer into my dirty laundry. Do I have to go? The other courts have ruled yes. She's hoping the Supreme Court will say no. This is the Supreme Court of Georgia. Her other Supreme Court of Georgia case, they removed me from the Trump case because of my dirty laundry, because of the appearance of impropriety. They removed me. She's hoping that the Supreme Court will put her back onto the case, okay? So she's removed from the case. She wants to get put back on. She's hoping the Supreme Court will do that. And in a separate Supreme Court matter, they want me to come testify about my dirty laundry. And I'm hoping the Supreme Court will say, no, I don't have to go testify. So basically, that's where Fani stands. The case would appear to turn on whether the subpoena power of Georgia's lawmakers survived the end of a legislative session. Ms. Willis contends that it does not, and that the power essentially expired when the session ended in January. The trial judge who initially heard this dispute, Shakura Ingram, soundly rejected that position. Judge Ingram rejected as absurd Ms. James's argument that the subpoena power disappears at session's end. Judge Ingram's ruling torched Ms. Willis's argument as one that, if adopted, could and would result in lost evidence, fading memories, and general inefficiency. She added that, quote, "This court cannot in good conscience facilitate such a result," end quote. Judge Ingram criticized Ms. Willis's position as one of a, quote, "myriad ways to tie up these disputes in court," quote. So you have the boyfriend on one, he trying to get money from AT&T. And then you have the girly friend, on the other hand, hoping that the Supreme Court will do a double for her. Get me out of the subpoena so I don't have to talk, and get me back on to the Trump case so I can keep going after Trump, y'all. So that is your Fani Willis, Nathan Wade update for today, y'all. Let me know, what do you think? Okay, so we have 3 different cases. Do y'all think Nathan Wade's gonna get paid out by AT&T? That's the first question. Second question, do you think that the Supreme Court is gonna tell Fani, you don't have to go? Now, the lower courts have already said she has to go and recognize these subpoenas. She has to go testify. How do you think the Supreme Court is going to rule on that one? Will she have to testify about her dirty laundry or no? And then on the other side, she is off the Trump case. Do you think that the Georgia State Supreme Court is going to put her back on or going to keep her off due to that relationship with Nathan Wade? Y'all let me know down in the comments. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Y'all, my people who have a retirement, if you have money in it, do y'all see how they printing money? Do y'all know they about to start printing more money? That means that the money you have today will be worth less tomorrow, right? That's why you invest in something that goes up over time. Like what? Like gold. Gold has been on a tear recently as they've been printing money. Gold's been going up. I've been telling y'all this for months. Go to the link, Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com. Get the information. It's the first link down in the description. Then talk to my people at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. They'll hook you up, y'all. All right? I want to thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for liking. Thank y'all for loving. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.
Are you asking?
Did you take a trip with Miss Willis in 2023 to Belize?
I did.
Did you take a trip to California with Miss Willis in 2023?
I did.
Did you pay for those trips on that credit card?
I used the credit card to book the travel, but understand.
She paid you back cash.
Well, let me say this. Let's take the Belize trip, for example, since you started there. That was a birthday gift to me, so I paid nothing for that trip. Zero.
Okay. So the charges that are on your card, she gave you cash for?
She did.
Okay. So all of the charges.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I believe the witness had finished answering the question.
Oh, did you have more?
I did.
Okay.
I wanted to get into the charges on the card because traveling with her is a task. You can probably imagine the attention that happens. So for safety reasons, she would limit her transactions. I mean, imagine trying to walk through an airport or sit at a restaurant or do anything. So there was no attempt to conceal. It's a credit card. Everything is here. So.
And that's not what I asked.
Okay.
What I asked was the charges for Belize in March 2023 on that credit card. Those are things you purchased to go with Miss Willis to Belize.
Those are things that we booked with my card that she paid. Yes.
Yes. So those show up on your credit card.
They do.
And you're saying that she paid you cash to reimburse you for all of that?
She did.
And she paid you cash for both of your portions or just hers?
Both.
Okay. So that trip, Belize, just Belize, She paid you for everything on Belize.
The entire trip.
Okay. So the food, tattoo parlor, all that stuff, she paid for.
I'm sorry, maybe repeat the question?
There was no tattoo parlor in Belize.
The charges, there's a tattoo parlor on the charges. I'm not getting into what it was for. I'm just asking if everything that's on that card related to Belize, she paid you back for.
She paid for, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's talk about California. In May 2023, you all went to California together.
Yes.
And you booked plane tickets.
Yes.
And her name was on those plane tickets.
They were.
And so I know you said that you were worried about security and things like that, but that was in her name. When she traveled, she had to use her name.
Oh, so the plane tickets, yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you paid for those plane tickets, and you paid for a hotel.
So, again, the card, yes.
You used your credit card, and I'm not asking about after what happened. I'm asking, did you use your credit card to book your flight and hotel to California?
I did.
And there's a lot of Ubers on there as well for California. Did you pay for those Ubers as well?
Yes.
Did
We
Ms.
were in Napa.
And you're saying that Miss Willis, are you saying that Miss Willis paid you back for that?
Yes.
Did she pay for the entire trip, or did she pay for her half of the trip?
The Napa trip, she paid for the excursions. So the expenses sort of balanced out. I mean, there was never, let me be clear, there was never a time when I would say, hey, I bought dinner. Dinner cost $25. You need to give me $25.
Okay.
If you've ever spent any time with Miss Willis, you understand that she's a very independent, proud woman.
I'd object. We're not.
So she's going to
Overruled, Mr. Wade.
So she's going to insist that she carries her own weight, and it actually was a point of contention between the two of us. She is going to pay her own way.
So let me re-ask the question to make sure that you answer it. A California trip that you paid for, saying that she did not pay you back for cash. Instead, she paid for excursions, and you believe that was roughly half.
No, she gave me some cash, yes.
She
but
gave you
what I'm
some.
saying is everything that we did when we got into Napa, she paid for.
The trip that she booked on her credit card in Miami, did you pay her cash back for your half of that?
No.
So you never paid
No.
her back for the ticket she bought for you?
No. I would say I did pay her back because there were times when I would pay for dinner.
Okay.
She would pay for dinner. It would balance out. But in a relationship, ma'am, you don't, particularly men, we don't go asking back for anything. So you're not keeping a ledger of things that you pay for versus the thing that she's paid for, which is why I said that it was a point of contention, because she was very emphatic and adamant about this independent, strong woman thing. So she demanded that she pay her own way.
But she's the district attorney of Fulton County, and she has to file financial disclosures disclosing any gifts with anybody that she does business with in Fulton County, correct?
I don't know.
Okay.